fellow demons, angels, and of course mortals, we're back at it again with another video. This time, of course, we're doing another drawing or speed paint video, although this one, as you can already see, we're doing verses up in the corner. And another thing you can already see is I haven't hit pause and done this while I have music playing in the background or while I was talking. Today, instead, I've decided that with this drawing, I'm going to talk while it's being drawn in the background because I've decided that I'm not only just going to talk about why I've drawn her today, but I'm also going to give her talk about her backstory, and as much as I can say or think about it, and most of what I say will be in the description of the video, hopefully. Today, also, I've written a script. Saying this made me go off script, but it doesn't matter. I have a script today, so hopefully I won't have to take so many tries on this. So what this character's backstory is, well, she's a werewolf, although she doesn't know it. She lives in a small town which their main flower representing their town is wolfsbane. Due to that, she's not able to turn into her werewolf form. She's lived there for as long as she can remember, but that's exactly that. I said, as long as she can remember. When she was little, also the reason she has a scar on her right eye, left eye, she got into a fight with her family, and she doesn't even know her family or the severity of the fight. It had left her bleeding out and unconscious until a young lady, the mother figure of the orphanage she grows up in, had found her and taken her in. The severity of the fight left her, as I said, like bleeding and unconscious to the point where she can't recall anything before that fight, nor the fight itself. The reason her scar never healed is that the reason the scar never healed, and being that young it should have by now, since she's 21, was because of the wolfsbane in the town, of course. She was unable to heal most of her big wounds, so every time she gets a big wound, more and more of her wolf side tends to be shown. The reasoning behind this is due to the fact she can't heal. And because of the fact she can't heal like a normal person either, her wolf tries to take over and heal for her. This is also the reason her vitiligo is gray. I looked at it kind of like it was almost scars. So with that and her wolf, they're gray instead of a normal lighter shade of skin tone that they would end up having. More about her backstory would be with her family again, and why the fight happened. When she was born, her mother was found cheating. They had only found this out when she had first shifted into her wolf form at the age of 10. Both her father and mother and two older brothers' wolf forms were all white, while her fur was black. Her one brother, the younger one, didn't mind this as she was still family in his eyes. But her older brother knew that the only way their father would love their mother again would be to get rid of her. And so they did exactly that. They left her to die in the outskirts of a small town where they knew they grew wolfsbane. Her younger brother had found out about this and tried to go find her, but their parents were crazed with the adrenaline rush of the attempted murder, and were on their way to hunt down her real father. They threatened to kill their youngest son, and he ran off, never to see them again. Their little family were considered outcasts and rouges by the other werewolves for miles on end. No one knows if they're still alive, that being her youngest brother as well. While she was at the orphanage, she grew up relatively alone. Any kid that would end up being there only stayed for a year and a half at max, but her, she was there for 11 years. She now helps run the place with her mother figure as she's 21. Her life in the orphanage wasn't all that nice. The kids there would come and go and pick on her for many reasons. Most were obvious, others were just because she had so many allergies. She couldn't eat dinner there without plastic cutlery, as the silver would make her rash up to the point her hands felt like they were on fire, due to the werewolves being allergic to silver. She couldn't be near the town garden due to the wolfsbane covering the rim of it. The only reason people there weren't allergic to the wolfsbane was because this village was here for centuries. The people there had grown a resistance to it, being the only people in the world who could be around it now. Now she's all grown and helps in the mall near the orphanage, working in a food court. She was the best at telling how cooked, raw, or spoiled the meat there was, and soon became one of the best meat chefs in the mall. Now, a bit about her personality. She's shy, hardworking, and despite being through a lot through her life, I said that wrong, sorry, and hardworking and caring despite being through a lot in her life. And what I'm about to say is from a few too many werewolf books I've read recently and fell in love with. People have given her many confusing looks as she seems to constantly talk to herself. She's tried to explain to people there's someone she talks to, her wolf. The key to her being a werewolf in general. The people she told look at her as if she was crazy, so she just keeps it to herself now. She's collected and observant and at times always curious about new things, seeming to have this stare when she sees something new. This I tried to show in the drawing by her eyes being a wider and like an almost curious or knowing look, an understanding look. Now, a bit about her wolf, as it's, for people who don't know, their own person, their own personality, they have their own personality, and they're one. Her wolf, her wolf, just like her, is the same gender. Some wolves for werewolves don't have to be. I'm sorry, I lost where I was. Like I said, a werewolf's wolf is another part of them. They can't be gotten rid of, but they can grow distant, and that would be the case if it weren't for Versy's scar over her eye, constantly keeping both her and her wolf together. With a werewolf's wolf, they can either take control as a new personality, or they can merge together, their wolf side being in perfect harmony if they shift, and being able to become a lot stronger. With that, Versy's wolf may look like Versy's wolf, like many others, has her own name, Viola. Her favorite color is purple, and since their parents didn't give a name to their wolf after finding out, they thought of a name together. She is much like Versy's in personality, although in a fight-or-flight situation where Versy's would fight, she would actually run, being scared of both being injured a lot worse again and being found out. She didn't tell Versy's what they were in hopes she couldn't tell anyone, and thus getting them killed. Versy's, due to the wolfsbane, I think I've said this, I don't know, has never been able to shift into her werewolf form again, since that fight. Now, a few things I changed from the previous drawing of her was the shade of her skin and the shade of her vitiligo. I decided to go for a darker tone for both. Going darker again, I ended up changing her hair as well, from a brown to a black. I thought it suited her wolf form a lot more due to it being completely black. I had also gotten rid of the emotion crystal. I thought it would have looked a lot cleaner, so to say, without all of the powers and things merging with the fact that the main thing I wanted to focus on with her was the fact that she's a werewolf, and her past. Another thing I changed was her eye. The injured eye, that is. Like most different eyes I have with my characters, I usually make the white part of it black. This time I ended up making it a dark red to kind of further show the injury on it. And in her wolf form, it stays that color instead of it being black. Her vitiligo in her wolf form is darker as well, almost unnoticeable with her long black fur, but it's still there. Now, why I decided to make this character. I'm actually running out of script here at this moment, and I don't think I have too much time left on the, no, I have a lot of time left on the video, I'm not too sure. But it doesn't matter, because I'm having lots of fun, and if need be, I can ramble about something else afterwards. But no, why I decided to make this character. I love challenging myself with things that are out of the blue, or unordinary, or rare, or even unheard of. If that wasn't already obvious with Emma's heterochromia with her eyes. Using that as an example, I also try and add to a mystic flair to things, whereas Emma's eyes have unnatural colors to them, the purple and blue. Now, with Verses, her vitiligo being dark gray. Where, again, as I've said, vitiligo for, like normally would be, from my understanding, a lot lighter than their skin tone, or darker, but it wouldn't be gray. From my understanding. Don't hold me to anything like that. And I thought about it, like, them being a werewolf, I've kind of thought about this, it's not on the script. If wolves or dogs with patterns on them would become humans, what if all their spots were actually different forms of vitiligo? And I just thought it'd be really interesting seeing, yes, she's a werewolf. The reason I chose vitiligo as something is, it's something I thought of, like, really well, like, something I could easily portray, something I could easily draw. And all in all, I love it. It looks beautiful, and I don't understand why people don't look at it for its beauty. Like, I know a lot of people who would look at someone with vitiligo and, like, just think of them, like, really, like, they just look down upon them. Me, I look up to them because they are gorgeous, and having to deal with something that they can't control they're just beautiful. And right now I'm rambling because I've run out of script, but I feel like expressing this. Vitiligo and, like, things that make people out of the ordinary, or, like, scars, skin conditions. I'm one of the people, and I know this for a fact, one of the few people who can find beauty in that stuff, and I wish more people could. It's something they can't control. And, like, if they embrace it and kind of just be one with, like, their injuries and scars, I think they can just pull off this amazing beauty to them. A beauty that, like, you don't need to try. And I wish more people would understand that. Oh, another thing, because I don't think I've made a video for this yet, or mentioned this at all yet. I am starting to work on a 100 subscriber special. I'm actually done it, I just don't know if I want to redo it better. Of course it's another animation meme, and I really enjoy how it's turned out so far. But of course I can't post it unless I have 100 subscribers, so talk to your friends! It'd be awesome if I could just reach 100 subscribers. But yeah. And if you guys have any ideas for any other characters you want me to draw, like different challenges for some OCs I could make for different roleplays that I could end up being into, like I made Verses forever ago. And just now am I actually using her in a roleplay. Technically this redraw isn't very new, like I don't think I drew her less than a year ago, but it doesn't matter. I still love her. But yes, again, if you guys have any ideas on what you want me to draw for a character, like a character missing a limb or have a prosthetic limb, or like different scars or conditions in general, that doesn't have to be skin conditions either. Just let me know, because I love challenging myself and I love seeing the beauty in different people's ideas and creations if they can't. But again, that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Remember to stay happy, stay healthy, and stay creative, everyone. Bye!